Hey guys, welcome to a special edition of Cincy Game Hunting. We're actually doing a game room tour today. Haven't done one in a couple years on the channel. Don't really do game room tours very much, but I'm trying to get some extra content out for you guys real quickly here, just to kind of get some more stuff flowing on the channel to kind of get things going again. So I wanted to show you guys what the new setup is and what we've done with the game room and what we've done upstairs, downstairs, and whatnot. So let's take a look at the downstairs and we'll work our way up. All right, guys, starting off downstairs, we have kind of a minimalistic approach. All of my current gen consoles are all downstairs, and I kind of have it so that, you know, I don't have things kind of sprawled out everywhere. My wife wants to keep it kind of clean down here, so things are kind of stashed away a little bit. If you can see over here, the Xbox Series X is kind of the only thing that's really sticking out that is sitting on top of the entertainment center. You know, it's a black box. It does look like a speaker on the side of the TV, so it kind of just blends in with everything else on the top of the entertainment center. And down below, as you can see right here, my Nintendo Switch is now down here. Used to be upstairs in the bedroom. Brought it down here when I started kind of retooling everything and putting things where I wanted them to be. Up top here, we got a couple games. Tears of the Kingdom, of course. Been playing a lot of that lately. Around the corner, we have my PS5. It's a nice little hiding spot for the PS5. It kind of keeps it out of the way so it's not visible for all the people that are just enjoying time downstairs. It kind of keeps it stashed away, and you know, it's a nice little cubby hole to keep the PS5 in. Plenty of airspace back there, and yeah, it's a nice little spot. Currently on the Xbox, I'm playing Rime. Honestly, it feels very much like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but without weapons. It's really just like a puzzle game, but it has a very similar art style, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now with that. And Fast and Furious Spy Races is the last game we did on the Cincy game reviews. If you guys haven't watched that yet, give that a check out. We've been doing I started doing game reviews this past week. We're going to be doing probably one of those about once a week. So if you get a chance, go ahead and check those out, and let's work our way upstairs. The games for the Switch have not really moved. They're still in the bedroom, tucked away in my drawer. It has grown a little bit. As you can see, I'm kind of running out of space to even tuck them into sideways spots. Metroid Prime Remastered and a couple of the newer ones that I've added to the collection recently are up here. Meyer. I've been having some crazy deals on Switch games. Oh, and PS4 and PS5 all together. They've been clearancing them all out. This was actually 50% off of that price, so it ended up being 25 bucks for Metroid Dread brand new. That was pretty sweet. Get these off the top here so you guys can see more. Nothing crazy. Nice little smattering of everything. Some randoms that I found on clearance. Some of the mainstays like the Marios and the Zeldas and Pokemon games. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond was another one that was super cheap over at Meijer. $15. Gotta love that. But yeah, a little bit of everything. Got all the Xenoblade Chronicles games. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked about having my little Switch collection. It definitely fills the space, and I love having a nice little, you know, plethora of things to choose from when it comes to the Switch. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, Andrew's got his own little collection over here too. Not too huge yet, but he's only 8 years old, so you know, he's got to build it as he goes. A couple of games have been donated by me to him, so he's got, I don't know, like probably 20, 25 games maybe all together in his collection, along with some 3DS games. 3DS games are kind of buried back there, probably can't see them right now, but yeah, Andrew's getting quite the collection of Switch games going. Another thing that's kind of happened recently is Andrew's getting more into some retro games, if you will. He's got to be a really big fan of Earthbound. I gave him my old SNES Classic so he could try to play some Earthbound, and he's really enjoyed having this in his room. Finally gave him his own TV, so he's got a little game system in his room to play his Earthbound games. He even dressed up like Ness for Halloween this past year. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, Andrew inherited my old SNES Classic, and you guys will find out why in a second here. I actually got another one. Alright guys, we're going into the game room now. I will apologize ahead of time. I didn't really clean it up that much. I didn't really have time. It's kind of an impromptu game room tour. Just decided to wing it and just roll with it today. But check it out, we got some stuff lined up here and some new shelving units you haven't seen before, so let's go check this out. Oh yeah, never get sick of seeing that. Alright guys, the game room, here it is. Hasn't changed a ton. More or less there's been some added shelving units to the rest of the room. The Vita games have been kind of expanding. More shelves over here, and a new shelf over here. So let's kind of work our way around and kind of show you what we got. You guys know the Wii and GameCube collection hasn't really changed much. It's still in the same spot. Sorry, the light's kind of bright here. I had to use the light because otherwise it's too dark for the GoPro. Nothing crazy to talk about. You guys saw this in the last game room tour. Over here though, the Wii U collection has grown. It is up to, I think I'm only 2 away from the full set now. The Devil's Third and Axiom Verge are the only 2 games I'm missing. I might get in the special edition ones because those are just ridiculous. I'm not even going to bother trying to get those. That'll get a little ridiculous if I keep on trying to get all the crazy ones. You got also the Mario Game & Watch and the Zelda Game & Watch. Bought both of those for about 25 bucks a piece. That was actually on sale for clearance at Walmart for 25 bucks, so that was a pretty sweet deal, and I got that one over at a local store called Paper Street Trading Company. So yeah, both of those normally real $50 when they came out, and I got them for 25 a piece. Down below, just mainly Blu-rays and stuff like that. I got a couple of randos down here, like my DS Lite is down here. Zelda Oracle of Seasons is down here just chilling. Down below, a couple of random backup consoles that I have sitting around. My 360 recently just went kaput on me, so I had to swap it out. That's a new one down there. Also found a 360 HD DVD player. Picked that up at a flea market not too long ago. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, but I'm starting to collect HD DVDs. I figured it's a fun little thing to try and find old dead mediums, and you know, it's still high quality picture, so why not? Over here on the other side, this is where most of my N64 games are. Still a couple Blu-rays behind there, but nice little collection of 64 games. Down below some more, and you can see there's some movies and stuff back behind. But we also have a whole bunch of Star Wars games. I kind of kept my Star Wars games all separate because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Every kind of genre you could think of for games, I just try to collect them all. Don't have any of the random like Atari ones or anything like that because I don't have an Atari that I can play them on. So, but down below, the DS and the 3DS. My DS collection is not that big. I didn't start collecting for DS and 3DS until, I don't know, like I started getting my first DS like 2-3 years ago. So I was kind of late to the party on that one. I was kind of late to the party with a lot of things, especially the handheld stuff. I'm not a big handheld guy. But I love my RPGs, so you see a lot of Pokemon games, a lot of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. My Dragon Quest games are actually, like, a lot of them are loose, so in the Dragon Quest 6 case, there's a whole bunch of them just chilling in there. But the 3DS games, I kind of whittled down my 3DS collection a little bit. Played through a lot of stuff during the pandemic and kind of started getting rid of some of the stuff, so didn't have as much space on the wall. Over here, we have the Leaning Tower of Vita. It's gotten big. The Vita collection has grown. A lot of more looser games up here. A lot of random loose cartridges, and then it gets kind of the complete games down towards the bottom. Has definitely expanded in the time that I've since the channel has kind of dwindled off. Over here, some Mega Man pops. Yeah, there's a lot of Mega Man stuff in this room. You'll kind of notice the theme. There's my little $4 Link's Awakening amiibo. By the way, if you don't know, the amiibos for the other Zelda games will work with Tears of the Kingdom. You just gotta scan them in and you'll get like outfits and stuff like that. So it's worth a shot if you want to grab some extra stuff for your Tears of the Kingdom character. Got a plushie from Mega Man. Little mini pop a bunch of Mega Mans over here. Got this guy for $1 over at Flea Market. We got a little Proto Man down here. So yeah, got a little fun, some old classic cars like the Dukes of Hazzard, and that's a Ron Burgundy news van from Anchorman. So some fun stuff, a lot of cars. Don't have my Challenger anymore, but I still love the Challengers. Found all the NASCAR Challengers they had. They ran those over in the second tier series for a little while. Alright guys, let's get back to the games. Down below, this is where the Xbox starts. Get my shadow out of the way. Xbox One and Xbox Series games kind of all piled in here together. Because Xbox with the smart delivery is all just the same thing anymore. A couple of random Pixel Pals hanging out in here too. Then the 360 games start. A lot of the Armored Core games, by the way, if you haven't noticed, have gotten super expensive. That Armored Core game is now like an $80 game. So if you see those out in the wild, grab those if you can. A couple more 360 stuff down here. Funny story, this little steering wheel down here, sorry, it's kind of sitting upside down. The pedals are over here next to it. This was at a GameStop. Some dude was trying to sell it to GameStop, and they were not buying it because it's, you know, it's old technology. It's actually for PS3 and PS4, I believe, but they were not interested in buying it. It's a Thrustmaster steering wheel. So yeah, the guy that was running the shop at the GameStop said the guy left it behind, and he's like, "Do you want it?" And I'm like, I won't turn it down for free. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Over here, starting off with the PS4 collection, got a ton of PS4 games. We're going to be doing a lot of these on Cincy Game Reviews. PS4 and PS5 is what we're going to be doing the reviews on, mainly because I can do it through my PS5 direct onto YouTube. So I'm going to start doing the reviews pretty soon here on that. I've got a little bit of everything when it comes to PS4. Then over here, we've got the PS1 games. I've got quite the PS1 collection. They kind of blend in because they are all black cased and everything, but PS1 is kind of where I started taking over with my Sony love. I had a Nintendo NES until I pretty much skipped the 16-bit generation. I went from NES to PS1. So PS1 is very dear to my heart, so that was kind of my taking away. I jumped from Nintendo to Sony and never looked back. Over here, all of the PS3 games on the wall. A couple more Armored Core games up top, you can see them. Once again, those are like sitting around like 60, 70 bucks depending on the day nowadays. The new game's coming out soon, so that's why all the Armored Core games have kind of jumped in price. But yeah, you can see I got quite the PS3 collection. Sorry for the glare, I'm trying to get the light right, but it's tough to get it without getting shadows as well. Oh yeah, back when I won a golf tournament by winning one hole. The rest of my team pretty much carried the team, and I won one hole, which ended up being the tiebreaker hole. Which, yay, I won the team championship at that. There you go, it is what it is. The PSP collection is back behind here. Not a lot of PSP games. I actually gave my PSP to my wife's godson. He was just randomly talking to me one day and said that, hey, he's like, you ever play the PSP? And I'm like, yeah, I love playing on PSP. And he's like, I really wish I had one. Like, that's one system I wish I had from my childhood. So I literally just walked into my bag, because we were in Arkansas all the time, and just pulled out my PSP and handed it to him and said, happy graduation. It was his kid's college graduation when it was happening, so it was pretty awesome. Down below, the last remnants of my NES collection. Not a lot of games down here. North and South is near and dear to my heart. I love that game with a passion. I actually bought the Switch remake of it, which is called like Blue Coat, I believe. So, but yeah, I love playing North and South. Love playing Goonies 2. A couple of games that you can't get with the NES Classic and whatnot. Some Xbox original games over here. Kind of whittling down my Xbox original collection. not a lot I want to really do with that because I was never really, what's the word for it? I was never nostalgic for it because I never really got into the Xbox until later on. So I got my first Xbox, my OG Xbox, I want to say back in like 2013 maybe. I bought it for $10 at a Goodwill, so that's how we got that. Couple more. What is this? The PS2 games down here. Apologize. Getting all flustered talking about stuff. Got some PS1 random games over here. I don't know why those are over here. Probably because they wouldn't fit in the PS1 shelf. But yeah, the PS2 is my probably one of my biggest collections. Alright, here is the PS5 collection in all of its glory. PS5, I'm getting around 60, 70 games right now. I don't remember the exact number. But we got a nice little collection of PS5 going. I usually only buy them if I can find them for super cheap. That's how like every game is, you know. I don't buy stuff unless I can get it for like $15, $20 or less, you know. But I have grown the PS5 collection quite a bit. Down below that, another amiibo that you can use with Tears of the Kingdom, the Loftwing amiibo. I got that one for $5 over at GameStop. They clearanced out the Loftwing and the Metroid Dread ones for $5 a piece one day. Went really fast, but I was able to get the Loftwing one before they sold out. Back behind that, you can see the wooden plaque they gave for the Tears of the Kingdom when you bought it at GameStop. Over here, got my little Wii tower. Sorry. Most of my first party games I kind of keep in here. Also got a spare Wii U gamepad. Just in case mine ever fails, I wanted to have a backup plan just in case. I also upgraded the battery on my Wii U gamepad, gave it a bigger battery. For some reason, it has tons of space for the battery compartment, and it's built to have a bigger battery, but they didn't install a bigger battery when it came to putting it for the OEM. And they make an OEM battery that has got more capacity. I don't know why. They just insisted on not giving it to people when they bought them. So they are available. If you want to try and buy one, they do make OEM batteries for the Wii U gamepad that'll give you some more life on it. Let me move this aside so you can see the last parts and behind it. Back behind here, you will see a bunch of 360 games, and you're probably wondering, well, why do you got all these 360 games back over here when all the rest of your 360 games are over there? Well, all of these are backwards compatible. These are backwards compatible with the Series X and the Xbox One. There's actually some OG Xbox games kind of behind there. These are stacked too deep. But all these games are backwards compatible, so that's pretty awesome. You can play all these games downstairs on the main television. And down here, well, there's a couple of random Wii consoles. These are my backup Wii's. Didn't have any place to put them, so I stuck them there. These are all my mini consoles, though. You got the PlayStation Mini Classic, TurboGrafx, Sega Genesis, Sega Genesis 2, Nintendo Classic, and also a Super Nintendo Classic, but it's the European model. Picked that up at a pawn shop, and ended up it was modded, so it's actually got tons of extra games on it, so that's pretty awesome. And last but not least, the Neo Geo Mini. It's a little mini arcade cabinet that you can plug into the television and play on the TV. I thought that was so cool when that came out, so added that to my mini game console collection. It's kind of my way of keeping cartridge games without having to have the cartridges on the wall. Now to the consoles. Still got a 360 down here. My PS4 and not Series X, Xbox One X are right there. I got a Raspberry Pi with my PS2, the Wii U, and the Wii, both sitting on top of each other there. Got a Wii U gamepad, of course. My old NES, which I actually bought when I was a kid, still works. Struggles at times, but I have a backup just in case it ever does fail. My PS3 Super Slim. My Xbox, OG Xbox I bought for $10 over at Goodwill. My GameCube that I bought for $16 at a thrift store, which came with the Game Boy players. I played a lot of my Game Boy games on my GameCube. My N64 is chilling over here. Didn't really grow up much with the N64, so I kind of just, it's not one of the ones that I'm super nostalgic for. But I keep it around because I play it once in a while. It's nice to play with party games with friends and stuff like that. And last but not least, my Sega Saturn. I literally have one game left for it. I'm probably going to get rid of it soon, but I want to play Albert Odyssey before I get rid of it. So it's an RPG game, so it's going to take a few minutes to get through it. But yeah, I wanted to keep that one game just to kind of finish off my Sega Saturn. Had a bunch of games for it back in the day, but kind of sold them off as time went on because Saturn was never... Sega really in general has never been one of my favorite consoles. But yeah, one game to go, and that's it for the consoles. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up, and I appreciate you guys coming out and checking out the game room. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like on the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, we're going to have more videos coming your way, a lot of game reviews and a lot of Fall Guys Fridays, and even some game hunting coming up soon. So guys, hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, keep hunting.